Hello everyone. This video will show how to sketch the graph of trigonometric function in transformed form over two full cycles. Now let's go over this example. Looking at the equation that we have right here, we can go ahead and say that our amplitude is 3. We can also see that the equation for the midline is y equals -2. And our b value is 5. Now let's determine the phase shift or the starting point of the graph. We can determine the phase shift or pretty much like the starting point by setting this up equal to 0 and solve for x. So I'm going to go ahead and show the work up here. So the phase shift is x equals -pi/4. Now let's determine the period. So the formula for period is 2pi/b. So what we do is we plug in the b value, which is 5 right here. So this comes out 2pi/5 is our period. Now we remember that if we have a starting point, we need to add a value to get to the next point. And we can do that by dividing the period by 4. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down here. So if we plug in the values of the period here, that's 2pi/5. And then this is over 4. So if you notice, this is a complex fraction. So the numerator is 2pi/5. And we remember that this 4 has an invisible denominator of 1. So that we can go ahead and multiply them together. We're going to flip this and multiply across. So this would be 1/4. So 2pi times 1 is 2pi. And that is over 20. We can reduce this to pi/10. Now, if you notice, the denominator of the starting point and the value that we're going to add each time to get to the next point is not the same. So we have a 4 here and we have a 10. So we have to make sure that we make their denominators the same so that we can do the addition of fraction easily. So what are we going to do is we are going to multiply this starting point with 10/10 to make it even with the other one. So this would come out -10pi/40. So this is our starting point, which is pretty much like -pi/4. On the other hand, here, this is 10. So we make it even with this. It has to be 40, but that's 4. So we multiply this by 4/4. If you notice, they already have the same denominator. So it's now going to be easy to add points. So we're going to sketch the graph here. So we're going to start with the starting point right here, since this is on the -10pi/4. So we're going to put it here. Now looking at this is our -10pi/40. Again, we're adding 4pi/40. So -10pi/40 plus 4pi/40 would be -6pi/40. So it's still going to sit on the negative side. And -6pi/40 plus 4pi/40 would be 2pi/40. And we're going to go ahead and determine the rest of the x values here. So looking at this is one full cycle because it's made up of 4 segments. 1, 2, 3, 4. Since we say we need 2 full cycles, so I'm going to add another 4 segments. So this completes 2 full cycles. One full cycle is made up of 4 segments, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the other cycle would be made up of another 4 segments as well, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we go ahead and put the x coordinates for each. So our starting point now is -10pi/40. And then we add 4pi/40. So this would be -6pi/40. And plus 4pi/40, so this would be -2pi/40. And then we also have here, we add 4pi/40 for this, so that would be +2pi/40. 2pi/40 plus 4pi/40 would be 6pi/40. And then I will add 4pi/40 each time to get the values for the rest of these. From here, we can go ahead and reduce this to its lowest term. So in the case that we have here, these are all divisible by 10. So this would come out -pi/4. Both of these are divisible by 2. This comes out negative 3 pi over 20. Both of these are divisible by 2, so this comes out negative pi over 20. Both of these are divisible by 2, so this comes out pi over 20. And I will reduce the rest of these. So we already have the reduced version of the x-coordinate. Now we're ready to sketch the graph. So our midline is located on y equals negative 2. So that's negative 1, negative 2. So it's going to sit here. And we're going to put dots on this midline. Now we're ready to sketch the graph. Since we say that this is negative cosine with an amplitude of 3, so we go down 3. So that's 1, 2, 3. So it's going to start down here. And then we're ready to draw the curve. Again, the amplitude is 3, so we're going to go up 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's going to sit here. And then amplitude of 3, so we go down 3 all the way up here. So this is one full cycle. Since we say we need to create a graph over 2 full cycles, so we will continue the rest of the curve here. So this is 2 full cycles for this function that we have right here. Now please remember that this goes all the way to infinity and to negative infinity, but in this problem right here, we're only drawing over 2 full cycles.